Hi, everybody. So, I wanted to go live today so we could talk about the things that stop people from writing a book. So, a lot of people come to me, they say they want to write a book. Some of them have really been wanting to do it their whole lives, but they're stuck. And there's a few things that people are stuck with or by, however you want to say it. And a lot of it really just depends on who the person is. Some people are going to be stuck in multiple areas at once. So one of the things that stops people from actually starting to write their book, let alone finishing writing their book, is fear. They are like terrified. They're terrified of so many things. Some of them are terrified about what family members or friends might think, especially when there was trauma or some kind of experience growing up. So that's a big thing, the fear. Another fear people have is fear of looking stupid. A lot of people really pride themselves on how they appear to others. They want to seem to be the most intelligent, the most successful, the most accomplished, etc. And they're afraid that if they write a book and it's not perceived as very good, then they're going to look foolish. Another thing which is very complicated and in some cases needs psychiatry or psychology more than coaching is fear of success, self-sabotage. There are people who want to do things, but they are terrified of being successful. So mild cases like that, a coach can definitely help with. But, severe cases sometimes need another kind of intervention. Not that I'm sitting here telling you, you need to go take pills or whatever. But if there's like a serious case of depression, it's definitely not something that a video or, a coach can help take care of. But most fears are pretty easy to overcome, especially when you have the right support. So another thing that stops people from writing their book is lack of understanding of the writing process. So we learned in school, whether it was high school, college, whatever your level is, that writing has to be a really difficult thing. It has to be a chore. Somebody is going to get out their red pen and mark it up and chop it up, and that brings up fears of failure. A lot of it is related to fear, a lot of what I'm going to talk about. But writing does not have to be a difficult process, especially when you have the right kind of support. Some people come to me, they think they're supposed to write the book in the order that you read it, from the beginning to the end. Actually, in most cases, nothing could be further from the truth. It's really hard to write the beginning and the end. Then this applies to articles, blogs, books, whatever, if you don't know what's in the middle. So I tell people that I work with to write wherever you feel like writing. If you're writing a memoir and you want to talk about your, late grandmother Jane, then talk about your late grandmother Jane. So the key is to just start writing, write as much as possible. Another thing that gets people hung up on writing their book is, well, what I do once the book is written. How much is this going to cost me? Most people I work with self-publish, and that's a legitimate fear, concern, whatever you want to call it. But if you work with the right people, you're not going to get ripped off. I've been hearing of people paying $10,000, $20,000, $40,000 to publish their books, and that's ridiculous. I will say, even with the coaching that I offer, you can get your book done for $5,000, often far less, especially if you don't need a coaching. You just need the editor and the book cover. So if people are out there quoting you $10,000, $20,000, $40,000, run away from them because they are ripping you off. So I have a ton of other videos on the steps of self-publishing, but there's no need to be afraid that you're going to have to spend your life savings to get your message out there. And you can, of course, pursue an agent and traditional publishing, which people do. And I've talked about the advantages and disadvantages in other videos. But, just know what your options are. I say stay away from most of the hybrid publishers. We call them vanity presses because a lot of them are just going to ask for $10,000, $20,000, $40,000 and not do anything for you. So in my opinion, by far the best option is self-publishing, which I said, even if you get the coaching program, it's going to be less than $5,000. And in most cases, people who don't need coaching, they publish for $2,000, $1,000. I've had people even publish for a few $100s if it was a short poetry book. So don't let that hold you back. So the fear is just something that is important to overcome. 95% of people who start their books don't finish them. And I've had people come to me in their 60s lately, and they're like, I know that this is like, the last quarter of my life, etc., etc. I really want to write this book. So if you're thinking about writing a book, I have a group program coming up called 6 Months from Book Idea to Final Chapter. It's actually really affordable, and you'll be working with me and in a limited group of other people who have the same fears and concerns as you do. So if you're interested in this program, which is starting in November, please send me a DM, schedule a discovery call. It's in my link tree. Drop a comment. I'll be posting this video on other sites. And have an awesome day. Thank you.